This is the truck America trusts more than any other. So why are people getting rid of brand new ones with the engine already dead at 9,000 miles? Something happened to the Chevy Silverado. And once you see it, you won't look at that $80,000 price tag the same way again. Real quick, if you're tired of car companies selling you a payment plan and hiding the problems, smash that like button. And we just passed 2,300 subscribers. If you want to see this channel hit 3,000, subscribe. This keeps the channel going. All right, let's get into it.
Brand new truck, only has 9,000 fucking miles. What a fucking shame. She gone. Someone sold me that Duramax now, or 6.7. This piece of shit has left the group chat.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric with Advanced Level Automotive. Got a really quick but interesting one. Now I had this customer with a 2009. This is a Chevy Silverado 5.3 engine. The customer's main complaint is that the engine was making a chirping sound. It sounded a lot like this. Now, initially, I thought this sound was coming from the serpentine belt. So the next thing I did was I removed the belt completely and I started the engine up. And without the belt on the engine, it was still making that noise. So I knew the problem had to be internal. So after disassembling this engine and removing the heads, let me show you what I found. So over here on my workbench, I have all of the lifters that I removed from the engine. The tall ones are the AFM lifters and the short ones are the regular ones. But if you take a look here at this one in particular, you can see that the roller is all beat up. Now, luckily, after inspecting the camshaft, it was still in good condition, so we were able to get away with just replacing the lifters. So now that I've got this engine put back together, let's go ahead and start it up and see what it sounds like. Engine started right up, and it sounds great. So if you guys have a Chevrolet with a 5.3 engine, and you got a chirping noise, and it's not coming from the serpentine belt, it's probably coming from one of your lifters.
There's the defect that defines these trucks. Those tall lifters are the AFM units, the fuel saving system, and that roller is chewed to pieces. That chirp isn't a belt. It's the engine eating itself from the top down. And on a Silverado, that sound is so common a mechanic can diagnose it blind.
Oh joy, 2020 Silverado with a check engine light that's flashing, and it's clanging and banging under the hood. I can only imagine it's probably a lifter. I'm gonna say it's number 4. Oh yeah, she sounds pretty juicy. Let's take it apart. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Got the intake rocker arm off of number 4, because it's always the intake that bends. And let's see what the verdict is. Oh no. She's kaput. She's kaput, people. Looks like he's getting a fresh set of lifters.
Same story, newer truck. A 2020 with a flashing check engine light clanging under the hood, and he calls it before he even opens it up. Number 4, intake lifter, bent, kaput. When the mechanic knows which cylinder failed before he pulls the cover, that's not bad luck. That's a design.
I bought the 4-cylinder Silverado over the V8 and the diesel option. And yes, this does have the 2.7 liter turbo like it says. This is a tiny, tiny engine. I'm going to show you in a second why I regret it with this video showing like another catastrophic failure of this engine. So I'm kind of regretting it a little bit. But out of this engine, I've averaged almost 21 mpgs, wall on 22s, a full bed, my bed slide, everything in it. And this has more torque than the 5.3, and it's just a shade under in the horsepower. So 310 horsepower, 430 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty good, but let me show you the engine failure right here. So this one has its head off because it had a camshaft failure. And as you see, the engine is really tiny because, again, it's a 4-cylinder, so that whole front where the air filter sits takes up a lot of space. But look at the size of the camshaft. That lobe is less than the size of your finger in width. That's absolutely crazy. So no wonder why they're failing. Tiny little parts, big truck, and yeah, I guess that doesn't equal a good result at the end of the day.
And if you thought skipping the V8 saved you, nope. This is the little 2.7 turbo 4-cylinder, and it suffered a camshaft failure too. Look at that cam lobe he's holding, thinner than his finger, doing all the work in a full-size truck. Tiny parts, big truck, same catastrophic result.
Listen to this, guys, listen. Are you sure you want a GM vehicle? I know they look good. I know the Escalades look good. I know the Silverados look good. I know the Denalis look good. But do you want your engine sounding like this? And you know what's funny? That GM, you'll take it to the dealership and they'll tell you to go kick rocks. They're not gonna fix it for you. And then you still owe them like 30 grand. These trucks don't even get it to get paid off when the engines are already out. And this engine right here, this is a 6-cylinder. And this engine here, it's about $6,000 at the dealer. New engine, $6,000. Truck's not paid off, and you have to make over a $7,000 repair after fluids, spark plug, seals, labor, whatever you need in order to get this engine replaced. And yes, you can pull off by doing the cam and lifters, but even though you fix only that, it's still an expensive repair, and I still find it really bad quality to be doing that kind of job on a car that barely hit 100,000 miles. That's crazy. It sounds really bad from here, really, really bad. And a lot of people want to talk about Toyota engines doing the same thing. Now, here's the thing with Toyota. Toyota is actually warranting their engines. If you take this truck to Chevy right now and ask them and tell them that the engine is bad, they're not going to warranty your engine. They're going to pretty much tell you to go kick rocks, even though you probably owe them like 30, 20, 25 grand on the truck. It sucks, but it is what it is. That's why as a work truck, I'll stick with my Tundra. 306,000 miles, hauling every day, stock engine, stock transmission.
Now the bill. $6 grand for the engine, over $7,000 once you add fluids, plugs, seals, and labor. On a truck that isn't even paid off. And take it to Chevy, they tell you to go kick rocks, no warranty, while you still owe 25 grand. His answer says everything. He parks the new stuff and drives a Tundra with 300,000 miles. Chevy guys, has yours ticked yet? Drop your mileage below. I want to see how long they're really lasting.
This message is for General Motors. Fuck you. In 2026, you guys can't make a good, reliable pickup truck anymore. All my life as a kid through the 90s and early 2000s, it was always about that 5.3 liter, baby. It was notorious for just being an amazing freaking machine. And nowadays, you guys can't make shit. From like 2017 onwards to 2024, all your transmissions are hot dog shit water. All your torque converters are dog shit. All of your lifters are dog shit. Your engines in general are just straight up dog shit. The 5.3 liter is straight up dog shit now. Like, what happened? I went to a dealership and got 2 of your Silverados back to back with blown out transmissions. I'm talking both transmissions completely gone in trucks that had under 60,000 miles.
Listen to this guy because he's a lifelong Chevy man. He bought 2 Silverados back to back from the dealer, both with blown transmissions under 60,000 miles. Not one, 2 in a row. The 5.3 that built the legend, and he's begging the dealer to put him in anything else.
Walked straight back in that dealership, told him put my ass in a Dodge. I don't know if Dodge can make vehicles, I guess we'll find out, but I know for sure your asses can't. Most piece of shit trucks known to man in the United States. Do not buy a Chevy.
See that? Rev, 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 catch. See that? Stupid. Now I gotta check engine light, and I'm revving, and I'm not accelerating. So I pay $6,200, get my truck back. Oh, isn't that wonderful? The truck won't start. Nope. Click. Click. See, if I keep messing with it, is it gonna... See, there it goes. This truck is gone. Chevy, you're assholes. This truck is a piece of crap. I take care of it, and it's not reliable. Comment below, what do you think?
Watch it happen live. He revs, it climbs, and the truck just doesn't move. Then a check engine light. Then he pays $6,200 to fix it, gets it back, and it won't even start. Click. Nothing. He takes care of this truck, and it still left him stranded twice over.
This common Chevy issue strikes again. We sold the truck a while back ago. It was a 2021 Chevy Silverado 1500 gas crew cab 4-wheel drive. This thing had 55,000 miles or so. We sold to the customer for around like 30, 35 about 6 months ago. The thing on these Chevys gas trucks from like 2015 and onwards, the transmissions, they're not the strongest. And after about 60,000 miles and onward, the chances of you having to put money into into those things is very high. Whenever we sell one of those pickup trucks, a Chevy with more than 50,000 miles, we always explain to the customer, these trucks look awesome, they ride great, they perform good. But the thing is, once they get a little more mileage, the transmissions aren't the strongest on this, and the chances of you having to put some money into the transmission is going to be a little higher than some of the other trucks.
And here's a dealer, the guy selling them, warning customers out loud, on these Chevy gas trucks from 2015 on, once you pass 60,000 miles, the transmission is probably coming for your wallet. When the man making the sale tells you to buy the warranty because the truck can't be trusted, believe him. Chevy owners, what mileage did yours start slipping at? Drop it below.
We told the customer this, and like he said, hey Diego, I've bought vehicles for a while. I usually never get the warranty. I have a friend that's a mechanic that if anything happens, he can help me out. We're like, okay, I guess if you want to do that, let's go ahead and do that. He ended up purchasing the truck. Like I said, the truck had 55,000 miles. It was 2021. And I actually just got a phone call a couple of days ago from him. Keep in mind, it's been about 6 months since he's bought the truck. He's put some mileage on it, and he reaches out to me. He's like, I know that when we signed the paperwork, you told me that these transmissions aren't the strongest, and you really recommended me to get the warranty, and this thing's kicking. Is there anything you guys can do? I know it's been 6 months, but it's really expensive to get this thing fixed. After talking to him, I went to the owner of the dealership and explained the situation, you know, how this was a customer that we had already sold a car in the past, and this was the second vehicle here with us. After a little bit of back and forth, we kind of told him just to bring it into us, and we referred him to one of the shops that we work with, and we ended up forking some money out on the dealership side. The dealership didn't really make any money anymore, but the point that we were trying to do here is just take care of the customer, because for a customer to spend so much money and then 6 months later having to fork out a bunch of money for a new transmission. On this case, we ended up helping out the customer. I hope the customer's happy on this one. He seemed pretty excited to get this truck when he finally picked it up. What do you guys think about this common issue with the Chevys? Let me know.
So have you guys heard about the transmission failures in the GM trucks?
2014 GMC Sierra with the 6L80 transmission. Customer states it goes in the neutral.
And would you believe that on this truck, the transmission failure was over a $99 part?
That's right. This is the transmission cooler line bypass valve, which stuck itself in the closed position.
And what it's supposed to do is close to help warm up the transmission and then open to cool it down. Well, when they stick in the closed position, they cook the transmission. Insert picture here of the metal filings on my finger when I swiped on the inside of this valve.
So this is the old transmission. The new one's getting installed.
And our recommendation is at every service interval of a fluid and filter change, replace that bypass valve. It's only $100. It could save you $5,000.
And here's how cheap the failure point is. A $99 bypass valve sticks closed, cooks the whole transmission, and fills it with metal filings. GM built a $5,000 failure around a $100 part and never tells you to replace it. You only find out after it's already dead.
He drove a long way for a simple fix. 2020 Chevy Silverado 5.3 liter with dynamic fuel management and a 6L80 transmission. Customer states that the vehicle has a shutter chuggle vibration and it knocks in and out of gear. Customer is stating that this happened between having both banks of lifters replaced at 18,000 miles and 49,000 miles with engine replacement.
Read that history out loud. Both banks of lifters replaced at 18,000, engine replaced at 49,000, torque converter replaced, and it still shudders and knocks in and out of gear. This is a truck that's had its heart transplanted twice before 50,000 miles, and it's still not right.
Customer also states that the torque converter has been replaced, and the concern is still present. Now, I've taken a test drive with it and monitored the TCC slip rate, and we do not have a converter going in and out of lockup. Looking at misfire rates, because it is very intermittent when this happens, that we have cylinder number 4 misfiring. So I've taken a look at the spark plugs and the spark plug wires, and we found that the spark plug wires are broken just at the top above the heat shield. We moved the wire from cylinder number 4 to cylinder number 6. It's really hard to tell, but that thing is cracked just on the top, and the misfire followed. Now, GM also has a bulletin for the detent on the ignition wire to the coil pack being broken, and it will cause a shudder, jerking feeling, vibration concern at highway speeds and at low speeds. But with the shielding being broken, it just arcs to ground.
I want to ask some of you mechanical people if you know what could be wrong with my truck. My truck is a 2018 Chevy Silverado 4x4, 2-door, 5.3 liter engine. Okay. It has like 45,000 miles. Okay. I've been having issues with my battery. Okay, I had a new battery put in it about 4 months ago, and the battery started giving issues, so they put a new battery in it. Well, it still wasn't right, and they said it was my alternator. So I took it to the dealership. The dealership said, no, it's the battery. So they put another battery in it. Okay, it still was acting up, and it put this code out that says roll your driver's side window down and roll it back up. And I told them about it, and they said, well, it's just trying to reset itself. But that don't make any sense. Well, anyway, I took it in, and they tightened up all the cables, and it was fine till this morning. It did it again. And I took a picture of what it said, roll your window down, roll it back up. And I went back to the battery place because it wasn't charging good when I was driving. When I'm sitting still, it was charging. Well, anyway, she said it's the alternators putting out too much ampage. Well, she did some tests, and when I tried to crank it one time, the starter acted like it was grinding. So I go over to my son-in-law's house. He wasn't there, and I turned it off, and when I tried to crank it again, it made that horrible sound. So I turned it off and let it sit for a little while. When I went back out, now it won't crank at all. So I'm going to have it towed. But what is the deal with rolling the window down, the driver window down, and rolling it back up? I've never heard tell of that. I mean, is that some computer module going bad? I mean, what is it? It's got to be something controlling my battery with the input of my battery, and this is just weird. Is my truck possessed? If anybody knows, please let me know.
A 2018 with 45,000 miles, and it's haunted. 3 batteries, an alternator, a code telling her to roll her window down and back up to reset. And now it won't crank at all. She's not crazy, and the dealer has no clue. Hold that thought, because a mechanic is about to tell us exactly what this actually is.
I got another one for you guys. It's a good one. 2019 Chevy Silverado Turbo 2.7. Customer states that he changed his battery because his vehicle wouldn't start, and then it started, and then he got this message. Let's see if we can see it. Service charging system, vehicle may stall. All right, let's see what we find. So the battery was completely dead. I had it charging for a while, so let's check the volts. 12.74 volts. All right, let's check the charging system. Okay, so I got the car running. Let's check the charging system. 12.46 volts. So it's less. So that's telling us the vehicle ain't charging. All right, guys, let's do a vehicle inspection. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. What? No, there's no way. There's no way. All right, guys, comment down. Comment what you think is wrong with this vehicle. It doesn't start. It won't charge. Comment.
Another one, a 2019 with the 2.7, new battery, and it still won't charge. Dead in the bay, same family of electrical gremlins, different truck. So what's the thread tying all of this together?
Frankie, what is a common issue with these Silverados?
Yeah, so funny issue. It's not the end of the world, but through lots of testing, we have found to be very common is the ground cable, and it does a bunch of crazy different things. It's not just one thing. Sometimes it will, all of a sudden you'll lose your steering down the road.
And here's the answer, and it's a serious one. A single ground cable from the battery to the block. And when it goes bad, you can lose your steering while driving down the road. The truck won't start. The dash goes blank. The mechanic says it's so common that GM keeps them in stock, and his shop does a ton of them. All those possessed truck stories, this is the ghost.
Sometimes it won't start. Sometimes it starts right up the next day. Dash goes blank, stuff like that. Ground cable basically from the negative to the block. GM has them in stock, super common. We do a lot of them. So if you have like gremlins going on or a bunch of weird stuff going on with your Chevy, check that ground cable. Obviously, you have to do a load test on it if you don't know how to do that.
Can we please make new cars reliable again? I have 7,000 miles on this truck. Take a little gander at this. No worky. No touchy, no worky. Volume knob, nothing. Nothing is, it's frozen. We need a 10-inch TV screen in our car? No, please stop putting it in the car. All I want is a car that actually runs, drives, and operates, and maybe listen to a couple tunes. But I don't need a 20-inch screen to do that. If you tell me they did that because of the camera, just know I'm shaking my head right now. So on my Avalanche, I put it up right in the rearview mirror. These new trucks and cars are getting wickedly expensive, and at the same time becoming so unreliable. And the other thing too, the software update, right? Is this like iPhone treatment? What happens when, you know, the truck's 5-6 years old? Are you gonna just stop doing the software updates? Oh, and think about this. If you're outside of warranty, you have to pay for the software updates. So my question again, are you just trying to make them only last 5 or 6 years on purpose?
7,000 miles, and the giant screen is frozen solid. No volume, no radio, nothing. And he asked the exact right question. It's iPhone treatment. Software updates you'll pay for, out of warranty. A truck designed to feel obsolete in 5 years. You spent 55 grand and you can't even turn on the radio.
Because what a pain in the butt it is to spend $50,000 on a truck. Actually, wait, the MSRP was 55 grand. I can't even get a radio to work, let alone the transmission shutter or... Oh, is that a check engine light on?
Picking up my electric truck today. I had a bad module in the rear end. Everybody's wondering what was going on with that, so hopefully that fixes it. But I will say that this 1500 is a complete turd. So this is the Chevy Silverado 1500, and it has the Turbo Max, which is a little tiny 4-cylinder turbo, and it is gutless. After driving the electric truck the last year, even my Honda Ridgeline kicks the crap out of this thing. This gets 16 miles a gallon for the last 850 miles. Gutless, absolutely no power. Interior is mediocre. The heated seats and heated steering wheels, nice features, but this is an LT. It's pretty loaded for what it is, but this is a $45,000+ truck, and it's gutless.
$45,000 for the Turbo Max 4 cylinders, and he calls it a complete turd. Gutless, 16 miles a gallon, couldn't tow if you begged it, and his Honda Ridgeline embarrasses it. A truck that can't do truck things at a truck-sized price.
You couldn't tow with this even if you wanted to with the little Turbo Max. This is a nice feature here. You know, soft close up and down. They rhino-lined the tailgate portion, but they didn't do the bed. I don't know. In general, it's been an okay truck, but for how crappy the fuel economy is on it, I wouldn't suggest it. I'd go get another Ridgeline in a heartbeat. Probably not a Chevy electric truck again, but it's definitely got way more ass than this thing, and it's way more comfortable to drive, and it gets better economy in general. But yeah, this is not impressive at all.
They are built to be scrapped and not repaired.
And this is the whole thing in one sentence. Built to be scrapped, not repaired. Break one window switch and you don't buy a switch. You buy the entire door panel because it's all one riveted piece. An old truck you fixed with a screwdriver. This one, every small break is a big bill by design.
We're not that far removed from having trucks like this that were so simple to repair. That headlight comes in, goes out. All these switches in this panel can all be replaced. This is all separated. On this door panel, everything is one piece. Everything is one piece. You break those switches, new door panel. You break that window switch, new door panel. You scuff this up, new door panel. You mess this up, new door panel. You did what I did. You break this, new door panel. So what I did is I first replaced my door panel with a used one. Then I thought I would salvage my good parts off my old door panel to see if I could save them. You can't. This speaker grill right here, I had to cut out. Look at how they fasten it in. That's all riveted into place. You have to cut out the rivets to replace the speaker grill. Problem is though, you can't get to it without cutting up stuff. The door handle up here, I broke this little piece right here, right? You can't get this out without undoing all those rivets. So I thought I'd buy a used one, then take all my good parts, put it on the used one, and turns out you can't do that. So I went ahead, should have just ordered a new door panel from the beginning. But I was trying to listen to everyone on the internet. Say, oh, save money, buy a used one. The used one was actually more money than the new one was, which was crazy.
So that's America's truck now. It eats its own lifters, cooks its transmission before 60,000, and haunts you with electrical ghosts, all for 80 grand. Got an old 5.3 that still runs? You're holding gold. Chevy owners, what's the highest mileage you've hit with no major repair? Drop it below and hit subscribe, because next I'm going after the truck Chevy guys swears better, the Ford F-150.